Hello and welcome to another episode with Loki the Crow. We're currently covering the Facebook community Loki Cup. This is the very first round, round of 32. All games are best of 3, and we are tuning in into the second match between countercounter-revolutionary, who is in blue and is Japanese. Again, he was Japanese before. I'm not gonna dismiss him or call him for it, because I do exactly the same, because I love the Japanese civilization on this game. And we have red, Mr.Truckert, who lost the last game. The last game was arena, but he handled himself very well in my opinion. Again, take a grain of salt with my opinion, because I'm a noob. Yeah, but he acquitted himself quite well. But blue was able to get the eco to push forward, and ultimately just completely overwhelmed Mr.Truckert. My prediction for this game, going into it, is we're going to see a lot of samurai. Last game, blue counter revolutionary, was trailing in the score before sort of feudal time, and then he hit feudal, and from feudal he had about 30 farms, and he was constantly churning out villagers and just really doing a good job eco-wise, and that allowed him to spawn these humongous waves, tsunamis if you will, of samurai, and eventually grind red down to nothing basically. It was a great game to watch, great game to commentate on, and I'm very fortunate to do this and to commentate over two good players. Yeah, so all the best for this, and we're just going to get straight into it. You know me, I tend to skip through the early phases, but we've seen last game that there was a little bit of inefficiency there with Mr.Truckert. Not ideal placement for Lumbercamp, somewhere in here would have been better. It's just these little inefficiencies that I think maybe slowing him down in eco, especially when it comes to somebody like Counter Revolutionary, who's got pretty much perfect Lumbercamp placement there, and he's generally got good balance, to be fair. Just bringing in that ball, let's see how he pulls it off. Usually goes under the TC for this chap, and oh, it's just out. Still quite a good one, but the dead ball largely being ignored. Let's see how red does. Red's dropped one, it's just outside his TC. Both players got housed last game. Red's just got housed there. Not for very long, granted. Blue's miles away from getting housed at the moment. Good overall split with the eco. Heavy on wood. You're going to need those palisades, and you're going to need those extra buildings to try and make a defensive wall. This isn't great house placement. The farm, these two here take up farm. I wouldn't have a problem with it if they were sort of like in a line here. I'm always suspicious of players who deploy their houses in blocks though. Like, for example, this here I understand because he's blocked this off and now he's starting to wall. This I can understand because he can perhaps make a wall here. And that is key. That is the without trying to sound too nerdy here, even though I'm a massive one. That's the meta at the moment, as far as I've seen from T90's gameplay, rather commentary, and somebody's gameplay as well. The meta is to wall. So here we go. You've got to be careful of overchop here. Not too careful. I mean, it's easily patchable by another house. But as we see in the early game, things starting to heat up now with red. Red's gone straight for archers. He is Britons, so you can expect archers. Masses of archers, because the Britons, as you all know from my previous videos, are archer civilization. So this could potentially, to be fair, could have put down a mining camp here and moved one of these villages off wood. Let's have a look how much wood he's floating. Not too much, to be fair. So he's waiting on that mining camp here, because this kills your economy there. Not bad placement on the mine. Potentially think about walling up here and here to protect your lumberjacks a little bit. Force the enemy to have to come by your TC, and then you can garrison and take them out. Back to blue, he's gone heavy into farms again. 12 farms, feudal age. Absolute mad lad. These ostriches are basically like, yes, we get to survive the entire game. This guy's gone straight to farm. Someone's getting attacked by something. Oh, Lion chose the wrong 4 guys to attack. So, man-at-arms, not surprising for a Japanese civ because they attack 25% faster starting in the feudal age. So think about that. So their damage is something like 8 instead of, no it's not, 7-ish in feudal age. And then you get obviously you get your upgrades here as he has done. He's got the armor and the attack upgrade. Red at the moment, he's got the attack and range upgrade. I think they're the same tech, but he's got them nonetheless. The archers force his man-at-arms to run away because man-at-arms are pretty cool. But look at this, seen the same kind of play last game where he saw that his enemy was going archer civ, and his immediate response is to basically pile in a load of skirmishes to protect his infantry, and it worked brilliantly for him last game. Let's see how it pans out this game. No forward aggression here by red, and blue is coming in now, and he's going to try and take on these archers. Archers obviously see skirmishers and absolutely poo their pants. That brown streak is one of them. Someone might mistake it for a spear, but it wasn't. Trust me. Man-at-arms going into the archers now. The archers should get butchered here, especially with the skirmishers at the back supporting. Well done by red there to bring his archers back. Not so well done to have rung the town bell and got everybody except these 5 villagers here off resource gathering. What you'd probably want to do is get these guys here, just them closest to the TC, get them in, garrison them, and then they can protect your archers. Really well done at the moment though, I've got to say, by red fending off the attack and keeping it concentrated in one area, though blue is probably going to branch out soon and go for that wood line. So it could have been helped if that wall had been up. Obviously not really much wall going on for red at the moment. There's a lot of villager idle time. Let's check his villager idle time now. He's got 15 idle vills in his TC. He's only gathering golden wood at the moment, which I suppose is all he needs for an archers. He should be building some more archers too. The counter to skirms is also stable units. Anything that's able to close it down quickly and get within their minimum range. A little bit of a standstill at the moment. Blue's eco's obviously just booming at this point. How many's he got? Loads. I'm not going to bother counting. Man-at-arms get polished up. 2 knights, that's good counter to the skirms there. And here come the knights. And boom. No more skirms. Now he's got the crossbow upgrade for his 4 wounded crossbowmen. He's getting the extra. Oh no, it's blue getting the extra armor for his ranged units. Let's hope him survive the archers a little bit longer. As you've seen last game, defensive castle, but this time it's in a good position. It's locking off this stone here and this goal here. And the herd, the huntables, if he ever wants to. Let's see, let's go back to red. Obviously a much more starful economy. 8. Look at these farms. 8. Look at those farms. 24. I've got to be honest though, I don't go into farms as heavy until I'm well into the castle age. Both into the castle age obviously. And then I try and hit 30 farms. There needs to be more farming done here, I think. More food gathering in general. He's only got 8 at the moment. How would I do this? Produce villagers. Put them on wood. You're unfortunate with your wood placement here because this is forward. This is kind of exposed. This is dwindling. It'd have to be this here. I'd probably try and get a wall off. Hope he doesn't go archers and just have peaceful chopping time out there. It calls for that drastic. It's going to take a long time for you to then save up for the town centre that you need. You need another town centre. And I would probably... that's great. He's already putting the town centre down. And I'd probably placed it here. So then you get that extra wood and you get the stone there. Whereas here, there's not really anything going on. There's stone nearby, but not nearby enough. And there's no wood nearby. Wood you obviously need to start expanding on your farms. Obviously run out of food now. He's got these knights. They're not doing much at the moment. They could have perhaps, like 2-3 minutes ago, could have actually gone in and done some ego damage. Imagine these knights coming in here. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, here they come. Here they come. Keep him away from the TC. Keep him away from TC. Go for the stone. I don't know if you see him. Let's have a look. He sees a little stone pile. I think he's just gonna retreat home. Let's follow him here. Okay, so I've seen this done a few times, and I never thought of it before watching other people stream. So thank you for everybody for helping me learn new things. But I find that if you are in that position now that Red found himself in, which is forward with a few military units, able to do some eco damage, the best thing to do, I think, is to keep them on the offensive, especially if you've just seen Blue's army. Don't lead them back to your base. Keep them at their base if you can. I think that's the main takeaway I've had from the games that I've reviewed so far. So here we go. The knights are in amongst things. Can they do a number? Can they do a number? They've got supporting tower and some supporting crossbowmen. I don't think Red's got this. I do not think that Red's got this at all. I think this is going to come off badly for Red. Samurai doing a number on these knights now. Knights are falling. The knights have done well though. They took out a few skirmishers. This seems pointless. I know he wants to get in, but he could have gone around. Probably been quicker. He actually would have been quicker. I guess it shows that he's really not at all afraid of these towers. And then bam, Blue's in. Remember these waves I was talking about earlier on? These waves of samurai spawns. I bet you if I look back at his castle now, there will be more samurai. Oh, I'm wrong. But he's building another castle to build more samurai. So at the moment, this is looking terrible. This is looking really bad for Red here. The only silver lining is potentially that there's not many of them at the moment. It's 26 vills versus 56 vills. That's obviously a big difference here. Red doing what he can, but stifled. He's been stifled. A few inefficiencies costing him a little bit here. Needs to get a castle up. Needs to get a castle up here. Wall this. Get a castle up here. Then wall that. It's going to recall everybody to kill that samurai. Particularly dangerous samurai. Oda Nobunaga maybe. So, okay, we've got 8 samurais are dabbing. Dab, dab, dab. They're getting ready. Skirm's in support because he knows the enemy's British. And boom, Blue is in Imperial Age, and he was just researching lots of things, but then decided to go. Oh no, he's in Imperial Age and got a load of research. Look at the score lead now. It's getting to about 3,000. I really would have liked to see this castle here. Even further set back in here. But I guess it doesn't matter anymore because Trebs are coming soon. Excuse me. Red now getting longbowmen. 8 attack. That looks like 10 shots to kill a samurai. Again, that line did not know who he was fucking with. Oh, I apologise for swearing. And samurai is just going to absolutely cleave down that town centre. He's rung the town bell. He's rung the. He's doing a lot of things right as Red. He's got his 3 TCs. he's got his stone eco going for his castles. He's not built the castle though. He could really do with another castle. He's got a balance there. Okay, he needs a little bit more food income. He's needed that for a little while now. But it's there. He's not a bad player. It's just a few things you can do, I think, that would help you beating Blue, and that is probably early aggression, a little bit earlier aggression with some archers, a little less inefficiency. I mean, look how far they're having to travel to drop off that wood. That's decent. That's a decent placement there. And place TCs near resources that you need. That's. I mean, you've got the basics down well, and you've got the fact that you build up quite quickly. I think. I mean, it's been a good performance, but I think just Blue is just a little more stronger player. I mean, he's got another 42 samurai now bearing down on top of the 24 he has there. Maybe some siege units would have helped. I mean, you're already getting stuff for gold and wood, I know, but archers, a couple onagers maybe. I do this all the time. Set a waypoint, forget about it, and my men just tend to walk into the enemy. Red quite correctly caused the GG there. Well done to both players. It was a good match. Interesting to see early aggression, see how that's kind of stifle players. I think both played well. And let's go to a quick recap of the map. So I kind of recapped Reds there. Blue again with the close together castles. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but this castle isn't defending anything apart from, I guess, this choke point here. But it would have been better to start stamping on the map a bit better, maybe going a little bit more forward. I mean, you knew you had him under the cosh there for a little while. You could have, I mean, a forward castle here by you you didn't need it, I guess. That's what you would argue. You didn't need it. You had enough samurai. You had enough samurai to do the job. I mean, look at this level of farming. I enjoy that. I enjoyed that a lot. A little bit inefficient over this side here, but I think you built a house instead of a mill. Maybe, I don't know. But 47 farms. Wow. 47 farms. That's intimidating to see as a sort of as a low elo player myself. It's quite intimidating to see. Again with the house wall. This TC here is good for both of these goals. Okay, it's not as close to either of them, but it's in the middle, so it's probably the best of both woods there. And it's got another TC here, 2 TC build here, and ended up with a few more villagers than Red did. Let's go see the statistics. So counter revolutionary, sorry, 1800 score on the military. That's well over double Red's. Economy, yeah, there's a huge difference there. Technology, yeah, is convincingly won there, and society. You can see the difference in score. Red is not a third of his total score. KD is in counter revolutionary's favour, over 2 to 1. Buildings raised, yep, and largest army, nearly 4 times that of Red's. Economy, there's a huge difference there, but I guess that's because Red was under the cosh for so long. That aggression really helped Blue there, but also I think he's got a pretty good build order going, and he's a fairly strong player. I think he's a very strong player in this tournament, and I think he could go far. I think you're looking at one of the quarterfinalists in the counter revolutionary. I'd be surprised if not. Yeah, it's a very tight game. Got the basics down really well, and he's got that aggression. He brings that aggression, and I think it's good to see that kind of play. I just want to say thank you very much to both players, and hope to see you both compete again. But that is counter revolutionary through to the round of 16. Unfortunately, Mr.Truckert has been knocked out. My commiserations to you, sir, and I look forward to see you compete again. As I've said, nothing left but to say like and subscribe.